It's been an amazing experience so far. I was pleasantly surprised by the level of warmth that's there in the whole space. I for some reason imagined this would be like some way of fundraising, networking kind of an event, but the curiosity that people have to actually learn about each other and learn about the topics that's being discussed, I'm mildly surprised, and that itself gives me hope that yes, there is a demand for more knowledge in the sector around the kind of management practices that we are having, and it gives me hope. I do believe, yes, the social sector does struggle with succession planning. And I do believe it's because the founders in these organizations, me included, do believe that we bring in a level of intensity into the organization, level of focus into the organization, which sometimes, in my opinion, they do not believe is possible by somebody else in the organization. And I think that's the more I'm living, I'm kind of recognizing that that's kind of wrong. That's on one side. But there's on the other side, there is also the reality that the sector doesn't pay well, which means that a founder might be actually compromising a lot on their salaries, and they don't really care about how much they're getting paid as long as they get to see their vision in action. But as years progress, the quality of people that you can retain in the organization who's able to run at the pace of a founder, things like that is not always the same. So being able to, after a particular age, finding other people of the kind of quality that the founder is in at the pay scales that you're willing to pay, I feel that is also potentially a challenge why succession planning is difficult in an organization. Thousands of young people who want to join the social sector, and many of them end up joining the social sectors working till 28, but by the time they get to 28, they all have to leave because the pay gap between what they can get in the social sector versus anywhere else is fundamentally different on one side, but also it's unsustainable. So we are just bleeding a lot of high quality bandwidth in the sector. I believe unless we are able to change the pay scale to around like 2.5-3 lakhs by the time you're at the 28 to 35 space, we will really struggle to maintain good quality people. So I don't think the employee expectations needs to change. I believe our current funding models should change, where we are able to pay people the value that they are able to add at that age. Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I've increasingly noticed that the sector has played a phenomenal role in the last 3 to 4 years in just uplifting. It's like, when the sector raises, all the NGOs raise together kind of thing. I've really experienced that. Things that MAD was famously notorious for trying to do everything in-house. And part of it was genuinely because we really could not find the things that we were looking for. We want management education that is in the bleeding edge. We want communication systems that is in the bleeding edge. And we couldn't find it in the sector. While now I'm completely wrong about it, where like there's so many people, organizations in the sector that at the sector level that we are collaborating with, that is enabling us to really focus on what we need to do. So the encouraging word I have for ISDM is really that, please continue doing what you're doing so that we can focus on what we are doing, and together we'll be able to make a difference.